a lot of what Amazon seems to be doing, and certainly if you read the Amazon seller forums, a lot of what's, the tumult is about where people think Amazon is heading seems to be towards more private labeled and in-house branding. A lot of the features. So does that worry you? Do you have any thoughts about that?
Let's get the elephant in the room. 2020 with COVID was phenomenal for wholesalers. It was a good year. And it was like we obviously know why because of COVID, but it definitely strengthened a lot of like those that had already been in wholesale, got to reap a lot of those advantages and still kind of do. So to answer that question, I do feel though that I see a lot of wholesalers that they know that they have to add value to their brands. They have to invest in better product pages and maybe even be a little bit more creative with their bundling. I know many sellers that they generally are wholesale in nature. They're branded products, but they act a lot like private label in the way that they treat their listings. They invest in them. They turn it into more of a relationship where they are, they're advertising in PPC. They're taking better photos. They're in line with the brand and talking with them of like how they can kind of get more exposure on Amazon. So there's just always I think if you're improving the ecosystem of Amazon, there's always going to be a space for you. But you probably can't do what you could do 7 years ago, where you approach a brand, you don't even tell them that you're selling on Amazon. You say like, "Hey, I just want to buy your products wholesale," and they'll just do that. That's kind of not able to work anymore because these brands know that like Amazon represents, a large chunk of sales. And so they'll ask you like, well, why would I sell to you when I can sell directly, or we already have our authorized sellers. And so that, makes wholesalers like ourselves have to provide services. So, a brand that comes to mind that we've had success with this last Christmas was Bondic. We, based off of our, website presence, I mean, our website, buyboxer.com, it's not like super impressive, but it's something. And it allows people to come learn a little bit about us. And we basically won them by being very responsive. They said that they wanted an authorized seller and that their existing one, it didn't seem like that they weren't in line with them. And we've just over delivered on everything they've asked. We've enrolled their products in transparency. We've gotten brand registry. We've had to navigate problems. The truth is, yesterday I hired a consultant to help with one of their ASINs, and then they got shut down. And
just so people know, ASINs, not all. This isn't necessarily a Amazon specific podcast, but an ASIN is something where is a listing, sort of like a SKU or a UPC code, which an internal Amazon code for each item.
It's like it's Amazon's identification number. It signifies a product. And so sometimes when we see an ASIN, it's kind of synonymous with a SKU. It's kind of just like a product page. And
sorry, I cut you off.
So yeah, no. I was just finally saying like, if you were to like try and steal away Bondic from us, like zero chance, because of, we're talking with them every day, and I know how much value that we bring and what we do. And this brand is quite significant. They do a tremendous amount of volume in Q4, and we were in the right place at the right time, and we had the right service. And so we don't own this brand, but we're definitely able to profit a lot by acting a little bit more like a private label seller.
It's very interesting you say that. It seems to me also with many of my other products I'm dealing with, like for example, right now I'm dealing with a protein bar brand, And
Mhm.
what I and I spoke when I was speaking on the phone with them, it seemed like, as well, they were interested on making some sort of presence on e-commerce, but they didn't want to necessarily they didn't want tons of people selling it. They wanted to either be the people selling it or be next to the people selling it.